Hey everyone, welcome back to Megaverse Builds. Today we are back at Spotify Camp Nou, and this update covers a lot of ground, from the compression ring's final push toward Tribuna to a pitch that's already more than half installed and a VIP ring quietly taking shape behind the scenes. Let's get into it. We start at South Goal, where the ceramic louvers keep extending across the sector with real momentum, and the effect is starting to show exactly what fans have been waiting for. Depending on the angle you view them from, the panels shift between beige and Barca's signature colors, giving the facade a genuinely dynamic look. Coverage still has some way to go around certain mobility cores, since the supporting substructure hasn't gone up in every section yet. But the visual continuity across finished stretches is already impressive. Sandwich panels are also closing in fast on these mobility cores. One core is nearly fully enclosed, with only small gaps left in its lower section, while the neighboring core is progressing at a steadier pace behind it. Piece by piece, the open sections here are shrinking, and South Goal is starting to look like one of the more finished corners of the stadium. Nearby, a diamond structure at the South Goal lateral corner is staged for its own concrete pour, with the dividing wooden strips already in place, a clear sign the pour is close. On the VIP ring level here, rendering work has covered a solid stretch of the exposed concrete block walls, giving them a cleaner, more finished look, ahead of the final surface treatment still to come. Before we move on, please like the video and subscribe for more updates, because Tribuna is where the biggest story is unfolding. The compression ring has now reached its final pillar before this sector, meaning every pillar installed from here forward officially counts as part of Tribuna. Only 8 pillars remain, along with their radial beams and phalange boxes, before this final stretch closes the ring completely. And because this last section runs in a straight line rather than curving around the bowl like the runs from South Goal and North Goal, the physical distance left to cover is shorter than the pillar count alone might suggest. Full closure of the compression ring is getting close. Around this same zone, the escalator and stairway area is undergoing a serious transformation, since this corridor will serve as the main access route into the stadium's premium sections once the doors open. Given how central this passage is to the VIP and hospitality experience, the pace of finishing work here is worth watching closely as the season approaches. Up above, the scaffold structure supporting the stadium's floodlights has been relocated to the top of the 3rd tier. Previously, it sat lower, around the 2nd tier, where it was interfering with certain seating sight lines. The new position clears that obstruction and marks another piece of infrastructure falling into place as the stadium nears its final layout. VIP ring and 3rd tier. Inside the first VIP ring, access stairs are now being installed to connect the different seating levels, with this ring made up of 5 distinct rows. Progress here is largely internal for now, with finishing details still limited on the visible walls. Meanwhile, the second VIP ring continues getting wrapped in sandwich panels, and that same panel treatment is steadily closing the gaps between the 1st and 2nd terraces around the stadium's mobility cores. Section by section, these enclosed spaces are shrinking. Over at North Goal, the compression ring trails just slightly behind South Goal's pace, though crews here are pushing to close that gap, and both sides are converging toward Tribuna at roughly the same stage of completion. The next major milestone on both fronts will be installing the remaining Tribuna pillars and their radial beams together. At the North Goal Tribuna corner specifically, decorative ceramic louvers have now arrived, with the supporting substructure already visible, though some of the anchor supports still need to go in before full coverage can follow. It's clear evidence the cladding system is steadily wrapping its way around toward Tribuna from this side too. Down on the pitch, grass installation is already around 60% complete, and crews are joining and positioning sections at a noticeably faster clip than during the previous pitch replacement. The surface's true final look and leveling won't be fully clear until the whole field is complete, cut, and maintained. But the speed of this install alone signals the stadium is closing in on its next operational phase. Around the field's perimeter, the LED screen setup is being reworked too. Several existing screens have been shifted further back from their original spots near the pitch, with the current layout looking like a temporary arrangement given the access doors and other components still visible around the relocated units. Camp Nou already runs one operational LED ring, and there are signs a second ring could be introduced before long. If that happens, the visual impact on match days could be significant, with the additional screen system creating a more immersive atmosphere around the playing area while also giving the stadium greater flexibility for match presentation, events, and future entertainment use. Elsewhere in the stadium's interior, the dividing barrier between the second tier and the VIP ring continues going up, with new sections and doors now visible in multiple spots along that boundary. Behind those openings, plasterboard partitions are starting to define the individual VIP boxes and hospitality spaces that will eventually sit along this level, with structural framing and acoustic treatment also going in as these areas gradually transition from open construction zones into fully enclosed rooms. Taken together, this update captures a stadium that's converging on several fronts at once. The compression ring nearing full closure at Tribuna, the pitch racing toward completion, the VIP ring quietly filling in behind its glass and panels, and the ceramic louver system creeping closer to wrapping the entire building. What makes this stage particularly interesting is that the major structural work is increasingly being joined by visible finishing elements, meaning every new visit now reveals more of the stadium's final identity rather than just its underlying framework. Each piece is inching the project toward its next real milestone. That's today's walk around Spotify Camp Nou, South Goal's louvers producing that signature color shift effect, the compression ring just 8 pillars from closing out at Tribuna, and a pitch that's already more than halfway installed. If you enjoyed this update, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video.